Hello friends, welcome to this video. If you are new here, my name is Rachelle. I am back with another book and reading video. In this video, I will be reading the Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. Okay, so before we dive into this book, let me just tell you a little bit about my first thoughts when I first came across this book. This book was actually suggested to me by one of my friends. One day, I asked this friend for some book recommendations and this was one of the books she suggested. So I did a little bit of preliminary research and I went onto Goodreads. Once I found this book on Goodreads, the first thing I did was look at the tags. One of the main tags of this book was Greek mythology, and when I saw that I was like, I know nothing about Greek mythology. That factor alone just made me think, why would I read this book? I mean, I would probably just find it really confusing and I would just not understand the story. At that point, I went back to my friend and I was just like, I am not gonna read this book. And then my friend was like, I totally understand where you're coming from, but I want you to read it anyways because this book explains the whole Greek mythology concept so well. I'm guessing my friend really wanted me to read this book because she was practically selling the book to me. And because this friend who suggested this book has given me other book recommendations that have not disappointed me yet, I was like, okay, fine, I trust your opinion and I will give the Song of Achilles a try. So here I am filming this reading vlog to document my journey while I read this book. Anyways, for those of you who don't know what this book is about, let me just tell you. Bear with me because I may or may not butcher these names. So this book is about Achilles, who is the son of the cruel sea goddess Thetis and the legendary king Peleus. Patroclus is a young, awkward prince who is exiled from his homeland after a shocking act of violence. Brought together by chance, they form an inseparable bond despite risking the god's wrath. They are trained by the centaur Chiron, or is it Chiron? I'm gonna go with Chiron because it sounds cooler. Anyways, they are trained by Chiron in the arts of medicine and war. But when word comes that Helen of Sparta has been kidnapped, all the heroes of Greece are called upon to lay siege to Troy in her name. Seduced by the promise of a glorious destiny, Achilles joins their cause. And torn between love and fear for his friend, Patroclus joins. Little do they know that the cruel fates will test them both and demand a terrible sacrifice. I'm a little nervous but so ready to start this book. But before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, click the bell icon to stay up to date of when and what I post, and give this video a thumbs up. And with that, let's just get into this reading vlog.
Find myself falling and falling, crawling back to find myself falling and falling. Baby, hate how it controls me. Someone told me I'm just too consumed with my phone. Help me. I could use to bring somebody give me.
I am currently 25 pages in. I haven't read that much yet just because I am a very slow reader. I just got to say starting this book was not what I expected. Just because of what the title of the book is, having the name Achilles in the title, I assumed that the book would be narrated from the perspective of Achilles. But it's not. The book is actually narrated from Patroclus' perspective. Even though the book is narrated by Patroclus, I don't think that's a bad thing. I find that his backstory actually makes his perspective quite interesting. I'm really trying to keep this video spoiler free, but basically, Patroclus being who he is, which leads to him being exiled from his homelands, is what I feel so far the thing that makes me want to keep reading. Patroclus is just a very intriguing character. I also really need to say this, but I absolutely do not like Patroclus' father. I just feel like he's very mean and self-centered. I have a tiny bit of a confession right now. I honestly do not know if I am saying these names correctly. Before I get further into this book, I need to search up these names and how to pronounce them, just because I know if I pronounce them wrong now and I keep reading, I know I will keep pronouncing them wrong if I do not practice and search up how to actually say these names now. So let's go do that. Let's go search up these names and practice the pronunciation of them.
Achilles, Peleus, Patroclus.
Good afternoon, friends. It is currently 12:40 p.m. For the rest of the day, I actually don't have any plans, so I want to read as much of this book as I possibly can. Since I last chatted with you guys, I read a couple more chapters. I am currently on page 48, which is the beginning of chapter 6. So far, nothing has happened yet, but you can see the bond between Patroclus and Achilles grow. I actually really like the vibe between them right now. This friendship they have going on right now is just really cute. I am really loving this book so far, and I'm excited to keep reading, so let's just get into it. I am on page 54 right now and I am mad. Right now, I am mad at Achilles' mom. I kind of hate her already. I mean, in the beginning when they mentioned what happened to her, I was kind of mad at what happened. I wasn't mad at her, but I was mad at what happened. But where I'm at right now in the book, this is the first time I'm actually meeting Achilles' mom. She literally says, "You will be dead soon enough." Like, who says that to a person? That is so mean. Achilles and Patroclus are so cute. Alright, I feel like I haven't updated you guys in a little bit, so I'm gonna do that right now. I am currently on page 109, and I feel like some big shit is about to happen. I don't know for sure, but it's a really strong feeling, just because Achilles' father is summoning him to come home. Oh, can we just talk about Chiron for a second? Like, who is he? Where I'm at right now in the book, we don't know much of him, but I feel like he's someone who's quite knowledgeable, and he can kind of predict the future in a way. This is what he says to Achilles. "Do you remember when I asked you what you would do when men wanted you to fight?" Then Achilles replies with yes, and then Chiron's like, "You should consider your answer. Tell me that does not foreshadow what will happen in the future." Wait, does Peleus ask Achilles to fight? I have to keep reading. I really cannot say this enough. I just love the connection Achilles and Patroclus have together. I never expected these two boys to be so cute together. Ah, my heart. Okay, so I was right. Some big shit did happen. But it wasn't really like a huge shock because the back of the book already told you it was gonna happen. On the other hand, it's nice to know that I'm making progress into the book now that I've reached the part where the back of the book mentions. Okay, so I just read a little bit more, and when I told you guys that I thought Peleus would ask Achilles to fight, I was so right because Peleus says this to Achilles. "I have called you home with the thought that you might wish to lead this army." I can't believe I guessed that. I just finished chapter 12 and I have no idea what I just read. What the hell? Things are definitely taking off, especially with Diademia. Is that how you say her name? Diademia? I'm probably butchering her name, but whatever. Alright, it is pretty late in the night now. I'm pretty much ready for bed, but I just want to read a couple more chapters before I fall asleep tonight. I'm really hoping to read at least 1 or 2 chapters, so let's just get into it. There are so many cute exchanges between Patroclus and Achilles. It makes my heart feel all warm and fuzzy. It is actually almost midnight right now and I am exhausted. I only read 1 chapter. It was a really long chapter, but I'm gonna stop here tonight and I'm gonna continue reading another day. I will see you guys then. Good night. Guys, okay, it's been like, what, 2 days since I read? That also means that it has been 2 days since I touched this book. I am so mad at myself. I have never left this long of a gap or a break when I'm in the middle of reading a book. Last time I chatted with you guys, I left off on page 184, the beginning of chapter 16. I definitely made a dent into the book. I'm about halfway through, I would say. I want to try to read as much as I can today, and hopefully I can finish this book by the end of this week. If I'm gonna be very ambitious, I want to finish it by tomorrow or the day after. We'll see how it goes. It is such a nice day outside today and I really want to change my reading location, so I think I'm gonna go sit outside in the backyard. Yeah, so I'm just gonna enjoy the nice weather outside with my book and some coffee before it gets too hot in the afternoon.
You know that I don't fuck with all your little games. The way you make me feel, I'm in so much pain. I'm drowning in liquor, never been sicker, I'm not so.
What is going on? I'm currently on page 202. I'm not gonna spoil what happens, but basically Achilles accepts a proposition and I have no idea why he did it for certain reasons that happened earlier in the book. Oh my gosh, but why? What is his game? I just read the next page and I'm even more shocked than I was 2 seconds ago. This book is getting intense.
Telling me you want me bad, but I know it's all an act.
I'm currently on page 244. Another thought I had is just how young Achilles is. Where I'm at right now in the book, he's 16, and I can't imagine a 16-year-old doing the stuff he's doing right now in the book. I have to keep reminding myself that Achilles is only 16 in the moment, because whenever I read this, I keep imagining Achilles in like his late 20s, early 30s, but no, he's 16. It blows my mind how young he is.
Darling, you send me, I know you send me, darling, you send me, I know you.
Hello, welcome to another morning. I've got my matcha and my book in hand. I have a little over 100 pages left to read. My goal is to finish this book by the end of the day. Hopefully it'll happen. Let's just get reading, shall we? This character, Agamemnon, I hope I'm saying his name correctly, I just think he's way too proud and he thinks he deserves the world because of his title and status, when really he doesn't deserve all of that. He's just really getting on my nerves. This is like the first time Patroclus is mad at Achilles. At this point right now, basically Achilles decides upon something and Patroclus is totally against it. This is what it says in the book about how Patroclus feels. I watch him leave. My stomach feels burned to cinders. My palms ache where my nails have cut into them. And then Patroclus thinks, I do not know this man. Oh, my heart. Okay, so I just read a couple more pages and Patroclus literally did something so good. Up until this point, I really feel like he didn't really have a fight in the war, but now I really think he's about to find his purpose. Alright guys, it is many hours later and I'm going to continue reading now. I am currently on page 302. Achilles and Patroclus are now 27 years old. 27! How old were they again when they started the war? I think they were like 16. I'm pretty sure it was 16. It's a little weird just knowing how much time has flown by. The way it's written, it honestly doesn't feel like that much time has passed. Achilles is really starting to get on my nerves right now. What happened to the sweet boy we met early on in this book? I just have to talk about Achilles again because he needs to stop. What he's willing to do all for his pride angers me. I honestly feel like Achilles and Patroclus kind of switch places in the sense that Achilles is basically losing himself and he's losing who he was, and Patroclus is just like discovering and finding and he just knows who he is now. I feel like the roles have been reversed because when they were younger, I feel like Patroclus was the one who didn't really know who he was. He was just kind of lost after being exiled from his homelands, whereas Achilles just knew who he was and he knew right from wrong and what was good and bad. I feel like today is the day where I finish this book. That also means that today will be the day where I reach the part where everybody has been saying is so sad. I really don't know what to expect and I'm kind of scared, but let's just get reading. My heart cannot take this. Oh my god. I have no words and my heart is actually in pieces. I don't think a book has ever made me so sad before. Hi again. It is a few hours later. I am gonna go finish the Song of Achilles right now. I am already getting so sad just thinking about reading the book. Oh my god, what am I reading? I just finished the book and I need a moment. If that's not the greatest love story, then I don't know what is. Hello friends, it is much later. My emotions are now in check. Before I end this video, I just want to pop in and just share with you some of my thoughts of the Song of Achilles. I really just want to talk about Patroclus and Achilles right now because I love this couple so much. They're so good together and they're so cute. Oh my gosh. Going into this book, I definitely did not expect these two boys to be so cute together. I just also want to say that I love Patroclus so much. He's so sweet. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I just love Patroclus's character all the way from the beginning to the end of the book. I also really loved Achilles as well, up until the point where he became too conceited and obsessed with his reputation and pride. That was when he really started getting on my nerves. To keep this video spoiler free, I'm not going to reveal to you the significant plot points of what happens, but I will give you this example. I don't think it's a spoiler. Basically, at one point, Patroclus was just saying hi and just greeting all the people at the camp, and Achilles was literally like to Patroclus, how do you remember all of these people? There's just too many of them. It's just easier if they all remember who I am. Like, who says that? I mean, clearly Achilles says that, but why would someone say that? And can we just take in the fact that he's been with these people for like 5 to 7 years already? How does he not know the people he spends like every day with? Also, the writing in this book is quite simplistic and very easy to read. I've never immersed myself into the themes and topics of Greek mythology before. This was actually my first time reading about it. And in this book, I actually am able to learn about everything I need to know. All of that being said, I would have given this book a 5-star rating. However, I rated it 4 stars for a minor personal issue I had. I rated it 4 stars because this was my first time being introduced to Greek mythology, and when the book started introducing more characters, I kind of got confused and forgot who was what and where their loyalties were. I found myself having the need to go back quite often to when a character was first introduced to remember who they were. If I had some slight knowledge of the histories of Greek mythology going into the book, I definitely feel like the story would have been easier to follow. Other than that, the story and the writing was just so beautiful, and it definitely deserves 5 stars. If I were to reread it one day, and I definitely see myself doing that in the future, I would probably re-rate this book and give it a 5 stars. Alright friends, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did enjoy filming this reading vlog. If you want to read this book or if you have read it, let's just start a conversation about it in the comments down below. I love you guys all so much, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!
Pull the key out the ignition. Run your mouth but I never listen. You hold me back, will never last. Keep talking all your shit. Wondering how all this started. You left me broken hearted. You flip my words, yeah, this love hurts. Keep talking all your shit.